Hey folks, so the very first guitar that I have got in that is not belonging to me or one of my relatives for the purposes of setup and sale and review for this channel is a Hartwood Prime HW Prime DNE VSB, probably for vintage sunburst. Here's the headstock on this. This is something I've not seen in the States. They seem to be quite popular in the UK. There is a company called Gear for Music, that's Gear, letter 4, music, all one word, that I've heard of before, but they're very active here in the UK. And they're a little bit like Rondo, Monoprice, in that they do a lot of online stuff. They have a big presence on the UK eBay site and on UK Amazon as well, probably other sites. And they have their own website for selling. And it looks to me like they have Gear for Music branded instruments that are entry level, and then they have a couple of brands that are slightly higher quality, and Hartwood is one of those. The other one is Sub-Zero, and I hope to show you one of those at some point. This is a Hartwood. It's a Dreadnought cutaway with a sunburst finish. I do believe this one is solid on the top, which is why I picked it up. This is an eBay purchase, and this is how it came to me. I'm going to start showing you instruments as they come and talking about condition, and maybe we can do some procedures together. Now, this was sold on the Gear for Music eBay page, and I did it before I really knew about, research the company, so I didn't order from them on purpose. It just happened to be one that I thought the price was good and the condition looked all right. It probably should have been sold as a second or a demo. Oh, sorry, not a demo, a blem. It wasn't. It was just sold as used, like a floor model. The reason being is that it comes with a very slight overbow, and the saddle is really shallow, and the action's high. So it's going to be very close to needing a neck reset on this guitar, which obviously isn't worth the hassle. I can think I've got just enough room to set this up and straighten the neck, but obviously, well, not obviously, but I think that's why they sold it on their eBay page for cheap. But they probably should have listed it as a blem or a second or a project guitar. I can't imagine that they didn't notice any of these issues before sending it out. But it was fairly cheap, and I think there's just enough room on here to get it set up and playing. Guitar looks, other than that issue, it looks pretty decent. It's got the sort of dark rosewood faced headstock, very normative keys on there, the keys you find on everything. Bound neck, full body binding, this antique finish, what looks to be Pele back and sides or mahogany back and sides, which are matte, and the top is gloss. We've seen this combination quite a bit. It looks to be like a pretty thin polyurethane finish, but other than that setup issue, that's my only real complaint. Did it ship with a battery in it because it's an Electro-Acoustic? Of course it didn't. So yeah, I have to put a battery in it to test it out. It has a Bellcat preamp on it, which is reminiscent of Fishman, but is not. It's probably their own proprietary company, or one that they just order to put on these guitars. Yeah, I think there's going to be enough room on it. It does need to be straightened. The neck is slightly overbowed. So yeah, this is a good little eBay find. Something to get me back into the swing of things. The bridge is intact. Everything seems good on this guitar. Even the fretwork feels pretty nice. Slightly sharp on some frets, but very little fret beveling needs to be done. The main issue is getting this neck straight and using what little of that saddle left to get the action to where it is desirable and playable. It's very close. It probably should have been sold as a project guitar, but there you go. This is a Hartwood Prime cutaway dreadnought Electro-Acoustic, or Electro-Acoustic as they like to say over here. It looks to be a very nice guitar. Let's hear it out of tune. Right out of the box. Yeah, it sounds pretty decent, serviceable. It will open up with this nice solid top. So if I can get this action right on this, I think it will be pretty decent. Strings almost appeared new. This is a new guitar that was a floor model. It's not terrible. Let's measure it, shall we? What we got here. Still getting used to this shop here. So at the 12th fret, if you like to do it in 16ths, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad actually. So it's probably 4, maybe just 5. Yeah, 5 and 4. So it's only about 1 millimeter high, the normal spec. But that's with the neck overbowed slightly, so when I straighten the neck it's going to come up even more. Hopefully not too much, and there's not a whole lot of room in that saddle. So that's the issue with this particular guitar, but it's nice to see this. I'll probably be getting more of the Gear for Music brands here in the near future, so this is the first one. Probably have more Hartwoods at some point. So it's nice to look at this. Yeah, I think it's probably competes with things like the lower end Courts, maybe even some of the lower end Yamahas. It looks pretty decent. Nice rosewood on the neck and board. The woods look really nice. It's just that one issue. I bought it used, so it's not like buying a new guitar and having issues. However, the lister probably should have sold it as a project guitar or needs work or something like that. But anyway, I won't quibble. I'll try to set it up and make a good guitar of it. Alright folks, see you on the next one.